Hail to the king, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I know this is an odd time for me to do a live stream. Well, not really. I did it at exactly this time last week, and for the exact same reason, our buddies Chaotic BPR and Six are not doing their show, Yo Retro, tonight. So I didn't want to leave you guys empty-handed. I figured I would go out and get one of the best guests I could possibly get, one of our favorite people in the community. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, I give you Glen Planamento, GRS Studios.
P-Dubs and everyone else wasn't available, so you got me?
No, everybody else was busy, buddy. I'm sorry. Glen, it's so good to see you. I know you just got back from vacation. I was going to ask you all about that, but I don't want to take away from your show tomorrow night, so we'll skip that, and you can tell everybody about your vacation tomorrow. And yeah, anyways, guys,
we just needed. That's the big thing. You know, you don't realize how much you need a vacation until you get on a vacation.
I had like a mini vacation this week. My my wife, she's back in the office now, so my son, it's just me and my son. I work from home, like I do my job while I'm taking care of my son, and he's going through his potty training right now. And I was like, please, let her just come home for a week. So I had a week where my wife was home with me, helping me potty train our son. So it felt like a vacation, even though it very much wasn't.
Yeah, right. That's been a long time since I got potty trained, but I think I did okay.
Anyways, Glen, this is going to be fun tonight. It's been a while since I've got to do like a show with you and an interview with you. Plan tonight is we're going to take a look at everything that's been going on since the Kickstarter. And again, congratulations on the awesome success of the Kickstarter for the GRS Build-a-Cade FU. You got to be just over the moon with the level of support from the community, the people interested, the early backers jumping in, seeing this product. So I know a lot of people want to connect with you about it, and I want to give you an opportunity to kind of tell people how it's coming along, because we always get this. There's always a lot of hype and excitement when the Kickstarter happens. But after, you know, no one really talks about it for a while. And I said, screw that. Let's change it up. Let's get back in there and tell everybody what they already bought. So I wanted to have you on for that. But you're a busy man. I don't know how you find times to do anything. Like I'm always kicking myself because I'm an adult now and I have expendable income to buy all the video games I want and zero time to play them. I don't know how you have any time, because on top of your job, on top of, like, you know, taking care of your son, on top of everything else you do with YouTube, you also have Thunderstick Studios, and you have your hands in literally everything. You're working with almost every company. So I wanted to talk to you about the GRS Trackball Golden Tee controller that just went up for sale at BJ. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Plus, you're doing something new with X Arcade that I've been begging you to do for a while. So I thought we would chat a little bit about that. But before we do, how about we say hello to the people that were kind enough to join us here for this conversation tonight?
Let's do it.
All right. So we're going to go way back up top. First up is our buddy JJ. JJ is always nice, reaches out to me. He's like, oh, are you going to have a show tonight? Good guy. Brooklyn Menace is here. I love Brooklyn. I tune in and watch his gameplays, but it always sucks. He finds the coolest games, but I almost don't want to see it because I don't want to ruin the game and the experience for me. So I'm like, hey, Brooklyn, I'm here to support, but I don't want to see anything because I don't want to ruin the game.
He's such a laid-back guy, too. He's
yeah,
just
totally.
very calm. He's just chill. Great guy.
Jason S is here. Did anybody put their shipping address on FU Cabin Kickstarter? I don't think I did. Or do we do that at a later date? Early question.
That'll be once shipping starts. We'll poll because people can move in between this time frame, so that'll come at the end. You didn't miss anything. So
perfect. Novasonic says, it's me. It's Michael M. Good to see him as well. Jim, the Pacers fan. He's got the Pacers tip in 15. Sports ruin everything, don't they, Glenn? Don't they?
Well, I'm a Mets fan and a Giants fan, so, you know.
Yeah, I might skip out on Super Game Room Dudes tomorrow to watch Game 1 of the World Series, actually. I haven't told anybody yet. James Hates Everything, who's here and also streaming at the same time, so that's quite the accomplishment. Good job, James.
Good.
Yeah. John Fritz is here. Dan Z, Dan in St. Louis. Who else we got? Do you want to make sure I don't miss anybody? 19K Fox. I'm here for the big news live. People always make fun of me because I put big news in my thumbnails. I just lean into this stuff. You know that by now, right, Glenn? If someone makes fun of me, I'm like, I'm going to do it harder now.
Well, the FU is the biggest cabinet out there right now in the home arcade space, so it's still big news.
Video Game Vegas, I'm here for small news and big thrills. You came to the right place. The bad guy, Mike Worley's here. You ever connected with the bad guy? He is just an absolute
Actually,
treat.
I have not, but nice to meet him tonight.
Me and you and him should collaborate. I don't know if you ever watch Arcades Anonymous, but they held the most atrocious stream in the entire world last night. They held a stream that went on for like 2 hours where they talked about their top 5 NES games. And Glenn, like, honestly,
that's amateurs. We've gone longer than that.
Yeah, I know. That would have took me like 6 hours to get through. But top 5 NES games, and like their choices were horrible. At one point, like G.I. Joel picked Alwa's Awakening, which, if you know about Evercade, that was a game that came out on Evercade. It's a modern game that they made playable on the NES. And I was like, I can't stand for this. Like, only Chaotic had a sensible top 5. Everything else was terrible. So, you know, I felt awful. It's the first time I ever had to leave AA angry, but I think some people with some real experience back in those days would appreciate it. Stockjock says he had some solid picks. I missed his picks, so I'll give him a break. Stockjock usually has pretty good taste. Jason S is here. Robert Brown is here as well. Hello all. Here for Glenn's update, and he's a proud backer, my man. Bobby Cuba.
Not going to disappoint. Not going to disappoint.
P-Dubs is excited about the news. Viper and the X Arcade. I know a lot of people in the community are super excited about the X Arcade recently. Jason Little Aliens there, best moderator in the business. I know he's moderating currently at least 3, if not 4 streams concurrently right now. So he's wild. He's wild. Have you watched Peacemaker yet?
No, I have not watched either season of Peacemaker. I've been watching The Boys and Gen V. That's like what I've been focusing in on.
I absolutely adore The Boys, and I haven't watched season 2. Has season 2 of Gen V came out yet?
I just finished watching episode 8. Okay. Season.
We're going through Peacemaker now. My wife, she dies. There was a scene in the second season where Peacemaker pulls out a bag of cocaine. There's a note on it that says rainy day cocaine. I think that's what Jason does when he has all the streams, rainy day cocaine. John Fritz says, we'll see if X Arcade starts shipping soon. They mentioned at Expo a couple of weeks. I've got actually pretty exciting news about that. They are actually sending me one of the demo units for the new haptics kit. You know, I didn't expect that, but they're sending me the full top. So that should be here in the next couple of days. I can't wait to dig my hands into that and check it out. B. Kirby's here. Who else we got? Video Game Vegas, Galaga Guy, JR, Bill's Retro Gaming Show. Bill's Retro Gaming Show is an absolute legend. And he lives right by you, doesn't he?
He does. He's about 25 minutes driving slowly.
Do you guys hang out at all? Like ever? Like,
actually, you know what? We've gone to a couple of things. I was supposed to go to a couple of shows with them, and I was so burnt out I didn't go to any of the shows. But we have, yes. We haven't gone out to the massage places yet. You know, the happy endings. Haven't gotten there yet. But
I heard he loves the massage places.
He gets two.
Goofyfoot's excited to see you. We see in Glen on a Thursday. Steve Sale is here as well. Don't know if you've been following along. Steve Sale is a buddy we all met in Walkabout Mini Golf. We've been doing the Kickstarter for him. It had awesome success. Steve now has his final number. His I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. I'm going to say it anyways. His surgery is set think it's for like December 3rd. So we're moving forward with it. End up being a lot more money than we initially thought, but you know, everything's moving ahead. So guys, if you can, seeing it in your heart, you're willing to, it's down in my description below. Go check out the fundraiser for Steve Sale. He's a wonderful guy. This is going to change his life. So thank you very much, everybody, for the support you've shown so far.
If it does work out well for him, see if we can get some for my brain surgery.
You got brain surgery? You need brain surgery?
Yeah, I need a brain. I need one of those brain things you guys have.
I got to get a penis reduction. I just no blood flow. J Rod says hello and good evening. John J is here. Who else we got? I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. I think we're through. Mitchell B is here. Who else we got? Sir Sega, the Real Zim. Real Zim is awesome. If you've never met Real Zim in person, Glenn, you're missing out. He is hell of a dude, fellow G.I. Joe enthusiast. Sand Spirits is here. The wait for my FU is excruciating. Thumper Squid is here as well. The Cause, that's a new name. Good to see you, The Cause. Hopefully you don't slip anything into my drinks when I'm not looking, The Cause.
That happened to me once, believe it or not. Someone actually roofed me. I got roofed.
Yep. Happened to me as well. My wife doesn't believe it, but it really happened. Mark James is here in the building. Good to see you, Mark. And Torque is here. Is it March 2026 yet? Rinsler. Joe Cade. Joe Cade is awesome, man. What a nice guy. And Dennis B is here. I don't want to miss anybody. All right. I think we're up to date, Glenn. Now we can get into it. So you've got, Tech Wiz is here. Tech Wiz, it's been a while, my brother. Good to see you. And Christian Sailor. Caught everybody, thankfully. So, Glenn, it's been a while. You've been, busy, obviously, afterwards. But tell us about what's it been like post-Kickstarter with the GRS Build-a-Cade FU?
Well, first I want to say, like I said before, very humbled by the amount of support that I had gotten on the Kickstarter. Did very well with it. I'm still making modifications. I actually just posted an update a little while ago about we've completed the new PCB for the 19-inch rotation. So that's done, and the arcade team has it, and then making sure that the OS is able to work properly with the screen rotations. Now that board potentially, as I put in the update, potentially can do something else.
Ooh.
I'm not letting the cat out just yet on that. My team told me something would not be possible to do. It's impossible. Can't do it, Glenn. No. And I gave him my spiel. I gave him how I think it would happen, and turns out it works. The problem right now is, I'm trying to get as much I can for the people who backed it, give extra special things to it. So I'm trying to see what we can include, or I might have to make it a separate purchase, like the Glentendo hood or one of the control decks. But we're going to be adding a lot more functionality to the FU. The whole point of it is being very expandable and modifiable. So I'm not going to say exactly what that is, as people in the FAQ giving their ideas of what they think it could be. Some people may have actually hit it. I'm not going to say who or what or where, but I think if this does come to fruition, I'll be the only person in the world doing this particular feature in a home arcade, or actually an arcade. So we'll see on that one. But the machine,
you've already sold it, right? You don't have to do any extra work. It's already sold.
It is. But I want people to know that the one thing I try and do, and I know New Wave Toys, Numbskull, a lot of other companies tend to do X Arcade, especially X Arcade. They're doing it right now. You don't sell a product and that's it. You walk away from it. You try and enhance it. You try and give them more value for their money. X Arcade's been really good with that. They added the spinners. People wanted the spinners, and now they have this whole pinball thing. And virtual pinball on the X Arcade is fantastic. Get your headset on there. I mean, I'm digging it big time. So having a machine where you can actually have a plunger and everything else is great. So that's what we're doing here at T-Stick. We try and do the same thing. So the machine itself we've been doing stress testing on it, right? You want to make sure the machine can take a beating, so we'll make sure it definitely could do that. My ultimate test will be hopefully Kongs and Mrs. Kongs can stand in the unit.
I was about to say that.
And it holds up to them. I'm saying it's going to hold both their weights in there. But everything's coming along really, really well.
Glenn, you don't want to put two of them in there that gross stuff will happen. That, right?
Well, it is also coded, so they could do what they want. It's all coded.
It'll be the first home arcade product that's stress tested that you can have sex inside. That's what you're saying.
Sexcade, absolutely.
Glenn's Sexcade.
That's it.
Anything interesting going on with the production, Glenn? Anything you can tell us that way? Like what stage you're at? So you're at stress
right
testing.
Now, yep. I've been talking to my team. We've been so busy because, like you said before, we're dealing with a lot of companies right now, which is great. It's always great to be busy. But right now, like I said, the arcade team is finishing up the OS on the Viper Venom, which of course is the brain of the machine. They have our board, the final board for the screen rotation. So making sure that's all programmed in there. The controllers, like I said, they've been baked in for a while, so there's no issue with the controllers. And now, like I said, I've been making some changes to the design for this feature that I won't talk about just yet. But we had to make sure this machine was just as solid with the changes I've made to it. Because the change I made, there was some, as you know, when we build all these machines, there's certain parts that are very important to the rigidity of the machine. And this machine was already strong anyway, but I want this really to be like my Zaxxon back there. I want this thing to be like an arcade solid. So we had to re-engineer a couple of things, which again, I drive my guys nuts with. But I think the end result overall will make so many more people happy that weren't already happy. I am such a tease. I am definitely a tease. But this is so special. It's not just a tease, but until I have it baked in and ready to go, I don't want other people to get the idea. That's the ultimate part of this. I want to be. I've already had some drama before saying that I stole the screen rotation. That's been out since like 2012, 13. So I didn't steal that from anyone. But I do. I tell you, Cole's gonna be on tomorrow night. Blue, me, and Cole gonna talk about the vacation. I definitely needed it. The problem is when again, Mike, you work. You work on non-for-profit. I work on a non-for-profit hospital. You always kind of have something to do. And I have that plus all these other things. Plus, the one thing that suffers is my YouTube channel. I really have. I'm Michael B. I've talked to him a couple of times. Like I'm like I don't know if I can do it anymore. I have too many things going on. It was stressing me out. But that vacation was definitely needed. But I'll talk about that too. I don't want to take up tonight with it, but I do feel rested. I got a bit of a tan. I got some
You look great.
I really do feel good. I gained like 10 effing pounds, so I'm a little upset about that. So I got to work on that.
Oh, it's impossible not to eat when you're on vacation, though. I mean, that's one of the best parts.
Well, you'd be surprised. Actually, I didn't eat much, but I can't say I didn't drink much.
Oh, that's why. It's water weight. Booze weight.
I'm sure. Booze weight for sure. But the one concern I have, and I know it's on everyone's mind, and this take up a lot of my time now, is this potential 155% like tariff.
Yeah.
So I have a crossroads to go through. We've probably spent right now, just so you know, an R&D alone about $30,000 just in the R&D of the FU. But I also made a promise. I said, listen, if the tariff gets out of control, I'm not going to go through it at this time. I'll have to just refund the money and do that. But we're trying to look up a couple of the avenues. There are some other things we can do. We do have a warehouse in New Jersey, so we do have potentially a staff in the States, which would help with that. So we're doing some things. So we have some time. It's not till like April, March to do this. But I'm not going to say that's not been stressful. That this tariff is crushing the little guy. The big companies, Walmart, those companies doesn't affect as much.
Oh, they don't give a shit. No,
they pass 3 more cents on the product on their volume. But Numbskull, New Wave Toys, X Arcade, myself, it's crushing to do that. They should actually have something under a certain limit, under a certain dollar value for the company selling stuff. We shouldn't be held to the same accountability as a multi-million-dollar company selling, 50 million in product. But right now, we're trying to work that out.
Yeah, this community always hates talking about tariffs because people think it's a direct attack on a president or regime. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the reality of these charges and how they impact the home arcade space. We're not throwing a blame game or anything like that, but there's real conversations here. We've seen it when we had Quarter Arcades on Friday. They talked about the fact
great show, by the way. If you guys haven't watched it, go back and watch it. It was a very good show.
Yeah, well, I give all the credit to the Quarter Arcade staff. They were rock stars, and I mean, their passion for what they were doing just shined through. The other credit I will give to Nostalgia because he truly is the anchor that carries the show, the Super Game Room dudes.
Really, I was really going to say Detroit Love. Detroit Love.
Well, he's horrible. I don't know. I don't know. He might be the heart, but he's not the brain. He's got to fix his mic. The mic drives me nuts. He always gets on before and he's like, the mic sounds nice. 1, 2, 1, 2. His mic never sounds nice. It sounds like he's in a wind tunnel. And I'm like, girl, what the fuck, man? Sorry for swearing, guys. I'm really trying not to as much. Yeah.
We both made that promise tonight. We'll see how well we do.
Yeah. I had to pay a Terra on some shelves I bought from Canada. It's real. Yeah. Yeah. And like, Glenn, it's one of the things that Detroit Love seems too classy for the show. You might be right saying spirits. You might be right. Goofy Hoodfoot's willing to help out. He has a boat, so just let him know. Also, because Goofy has a boat,
I'm worried that they may blow it up. If they see a pirate boat come through, they may attack it.
If Goofy's got a boat, there's two things that are for sure. He can help you with your tariff situation, and he gets mad ass. Anybody with a boat gets mad ass. So there you go. All right, enough joking around. So the tariff situation, like I just mentioned, I mean, obviously Quarter Arcades moved their shit to North Carolina. They opened up a plant to try to work around it. I think the safe thing is I don't think the 154% tariffs are going to stick. From what I understand, the grand jury is going to hold a debate on whether or not these tariffs are valid anyways. The whole thing is it's just so frustrating. Like I understand the concept and why they're doing it, but it's under the guise of the only way the president can actually do it is if it's under what is it? Security risk or something like that. So they're calling the fentanyl issue with all the fentanyl getting in from Canada and all the other places as a national security issue, which gives him the power to impose the tariffs.
This is not political in any way, shape, or form. It's just a reality that these tariffs are there, and it affects all these companies. Again, small size companies is where it really affects the worst. The small guys in America, this country was built on small businesses, right?
Yeah.
We have big businesses, but the little guys, the ones being crushed under the heel. And these are already guys who've been crushed after COVID. A lot of companies went out of business with COVID. So I'm just trying to do my best. I'm trying to make sure everything comes around. But ultimately, as Mike knows, if I had many conversations with him, price, I'm not going to make you guys pay
a ton
of money over it. The whole point of the FU would be ruined by it. So I won't let that happen one way or the other.
Yeah, and I think the reality is people are always saying, oh, tariffs have always existed. They have. But not like we're seeing now. This 33% tariff is on top of what previously existed. And that's why every company, Basic Fun, had to raise their prices. Everybody's going to raise their prices because of it. It sucks. I think that's more of a realistic number. That's what you're going to have to deal with. I don't think the 154 tariffs would. That is 100% deploy, and China will back down after a while. It'll go back to normal. But I think the 33% increase is here to stay, unfortunately.
Right. Well, that's manageable. 33% is manageable. 153 is not.
No, I worry about obviously you guys in Wonderland did your Kickstarters. Like obviously that's going to be a burden on you, but I think you can get over it. I feel so bad for New Wave Toys too, because if you look at it, they have like 5 items pre-sold right now.
Yep.
And that's pre-tariff pricing too. So I mean, they've got a long mountain to climb back up when Shiloh's back and getting back on his feet. But hopefully he'll be in a good place and they'll get back to doing what they do excellently, and we'll start getting some of these products. And he feels better, most importantly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So anything else you want to tell us about the Build-a-Cade FU, Glen, before we move on to our next product?
No, the last part I have to keep under wraps until it's set in stone, because again, there's 3 things that could happen. We could just say, you know what, as nice as it is, we'll hold off for this one thing now. Or B, we'll do it in a limited type of fashion. And then the C one is you get the whole shooting match. But again, it's to come down to cost and feasibility, right now. But the point I'm just trying to make is, like X Arcade, when you sell a product, doesn't mean you just sell it and walk away. Like Evercade, all these companies, you got to constantly come out with something new, enhance and improve. Yeah. And that's where we are good at. We do that. So,
well, I will tell you, there is one other thing I wanted to talk about this. I'm going to submarine you now.
Did you love the FU name? I know you do.
Oh, I hate the FU name, and I don't love the shape. You know that. At least I'm honest, right? I'm not going to sugarcoat it with you. But I love what the machine does, and I love the concept, and especially with the Glentendo hood. I think you can build a really good-looking replica arcade with that. Super good-looking. So, Glen, unfortunately, I couldn't jump into the Kickstarter because you and your evil overlords decided not to sell this to Canada. A lot of that wasn't your fault.
Right.
Yet, that's what I want to ask you about. So, for the people that missed out on the Kickstarters, provided everything goes to plan, there's no hijinks with the 150% tariffs. Is there going to be another opportunity to possibly buy this for the people that missed out?
Well,
Some
yeah.
because they were stupid and didn't get the Kickstarter.
No,
Some
not
like
that.
me who were prevented from
Not at
buying it.
all. Not at all.
Yeah.
I know that the world economy right now kind of screwed that whole thing up. So I think the plan is going to be we'll kind of do what we did with the Ultimate Controller and the KVM is we'll say we need to get an order for maybe 100, 200 units, 50 units, whatever it is, cover that number. And once we do that, we'll do a small run of those units. And then maybe 6 months later, we'll build up another 50 or whatever we want to decide to be. So we'll do it. It will not be a one-to-one. We can't do we just build one for one person and ship it. It'll have to be in a small batch of X amount of machines to go out.
Well, can't you do like one extra, like say if you had a buddy here in Canada who's totally willing to pay for it and,
Well, I'm sure you always have to build extra anyway. Something could get damaged in shipping. There can be, although we try to make sure there's nothing damaged in shipping or defective, there's a possibility. Or it gets lost. Who knows?
Yeah, 100%.
So we always have to build like a percentage more anyway. So if everyone gets theirs, everything's cool. There might be a couple extra available for sale somewhere down the road.
Good. Because the big drawback, from what I understand, was all about the coin door. You and your goddamn concept of putting a real coin door in there. You really screwed me over here, Glen.
I know. I hate fake. I hate fake. I hate cheap plastic. Although I'll admit, the original design of the FU was going to be a plastic machine with like a wood veneer, like my my Target Pro with that wood veneer. Because my thought was my basement flooded, so I was like, if I'm going to put an arcade down here, if it's plastic but it looks like wood, it'd be fine. But my team's just like, no. So I lost that battle, which might have been right. I mean, sometimes not every idea should come to fruition.
I'll never forget after talking to you, like especially at the point where I had like 30 arcade one-ups in my basement, like to the point that it overflowed outside the actual arcade room I had, and I had it in the kitchenette of the apartment downstairs. I had a second arcade built. My wife was so mad. I never ever forgot that situation. So whenever we found out we were getting like a bad storm or something, because of your situation, every time I would go down before I went to bed, unplug every single cable and pull it up over the top of the machine just because of what happened to you. So that always stuck in my mind.
And I mean, I'm here, 3-4 years later, my basement is still not fixed. You can see it like over my shoulder back over here. It's still not done. I got to get on it one of these days, but now I put so many things back down here. It's like impossible to do now.
But that's the thing. You got to dig yourself back out. Like I've been trying to, take the old arcade, which went back to being a storage room, and dig out a portion of it to build a play. I was going to say playroom, but a 45-year-old man doesn't really need a playroom, a toy showroom. So, but I still can't get to it. Anyways, Glen, great news on the GRS Build-a-Cade FU. That's going to be exciting. Can't wait to see that come out. When's the final date when this is actually going to ship?
It should be in March, and I have to say real quick, it's not just a product for me. We have T-Sticks, we have the arcade team, we have Al Link involved in this. Of course, we have Joe Sabos and Escape Pods. It's a collaboration with a lot of people to build this. So this is a community machine, and that's the other good thing about it is, it's not just one person overseeing it. It's going to be built by a lot of people and supported by a lot of people.
All right, Glen. So moving on, I'm getting some raucous members of the community here speaking up. One guy, this P-Dubs Arcade Love, what a problem. He's like, skip all these other topics. I want to talk about
Mike,
the Viper.
No, we should do like we did in Cleveland and save the X Arcade for last.
Save it for the very last?
Very last, like last 10 seconds.
Last 10 seconds. No, we're going to it now, Glen, because I'm excited too. This is another thing I've been harassing you about for a while. One of the wild things is when they first announced this, I'm going to be honest, I didn't understand it. I didn't get it. Like I was never one of the early X Arcade adopters, didn't have a tank stick. And when I saw this, I was like, that's interesting. I don't know how much uptake is on that. And what changed my mind was obviously I have the big TV back there on a TV stand now built into what's called a Megacade. I call it a Megacade. It's just a TV on a stand. But I saw these big mega arcades and I was like, if you get a really good pedestal, this could be something special. So I already had my Legends Gamer Pro. And then I was like, you know what? I could hook like a PC or something up this, run some emulation. this could be awesome. So I ended up getting interested in reaching out to X-Arcade. They sent me one. And I'm so glad I did, because at the time I had no foresight into the connection with the world of VR pinball. We didn't even know Pinball FX VR was a thing when this thing first got announced. And the way everything came together, this became probably one of the most interesting and desired items in the home arcade community over the course of the last couple of years.
Definitely took it to the next level. It really did.
Oh,
The
yeah.
VR part really did.
It's wild. It's wild how interesting it is taking on. And it's such a crazy solid product. P-Dubs complains about it. He's like,
and you know why that is?
Too hard to move around.
There's a lot of GRS T-Sticks products inside the X-Arcade. They've been a partner of X-Arcade's been a partner of us for a long time. A very good partner for us, and we've worked with them for a long time. And that hence is going to go into the topic as you're going to next. But the machine itself is solid in its own right, but GRS has already got its little meat claws in that machine you're currently playing now.
Yeah, you know, I really like it. My only downside about it is the GRS products in it. No, obviously, like the buttons, sticks, everything, top notch. I love playing on it, but one of the challenges for me, Glenn, obviously, I'm not super computer savvy when it comes to setting up like Batocera or setting up like a good emulation program. I have a gaming PC hooked up to it, and I'm mainly running Steam. Even Mystery Encoder tried to help me send along a code for Batocera, and I just haven't set it up. But one of the things I've been harassing you about it, I'm like, Glenn, is there an opportunity to hook the GRS Viper directly up to this in some way and get myself up and running? And you were like, well, you can just, do that. And I was like, no, make it easier. So from what I understand, that's kind of in motion now. Do you want to tell us a little bit about this if you can?
Yeah. So the Viper and X-Arcade is going to be in a special custom designed little case. And that case is literally going to clip on to the X-Arcade stick, kind of like what they're going to be doing with the pinball, with the plunger is going to attach to it. So it'll be an attach point, but the Viper will still be, you can still pop it off, put it on as you want, and basically just connect your cables and the USB cable to it, and that will be it, literally, because they're set up as Xbox controllers, and the Viper Arcade OS is set up to take the Xbox controllers, and that's it. Now, I'm kind of talking to my team because one of the cool things that would happen, there might be a little latency, obviously, a little bit, doing a wireless HDMI.
Yeah.
Like what's going to happen with the New Wave Toys product. But that's still kind of up in the air. But the actual Viper will come in its own custom X-Arcade. Have X-Arcade right on the Viper case. Be sold through them. But it'll be supported through us and the arcade team, because it'll be running, obviously, Arcade OS on there. I'm still trying to get my face popping on when you turn it on. We'll see if they keep that or if it goes over to the X-Arcade logo. But the point is, it's simple, and eventually, there'll be more software updates on there, and more emulators come on there. But ease of use is the key thing. If you have a light gun, you'll be able to use a light gun, obviously, with it, because it supports the light guns directly. If you ever do modify your X-Arcade with my servos for the gate restrictors, you can have that controlled by that as well. So everything you would get from Arcade and the Viper will be literally clip-on, couple cables connecting, your power and USB, and you're ready to go.
That's awesome. So idiot-proof. Even I can use it.
It should be, because pretty much everything that X-Arcade has done, the enhancement kits they've done, have been very easy to do. I know a few people have gotten their the pinball, and it looks daunting, but their instructions and the way things fit together go very easy. And this will be even easier, because you don't have to go inside the machine. It'll be literally clipped on the outside of the machine. And the beautiful thing about it is, you can wheel the machine around, but you can take, the stick off of the pedestal, take it with you. You go out to a buddy's house, you can take it. You got the machine all ready to go. You got your OS in there, it's connected to a TV, ready to go. Now, if they listen to my last option, which is to build a projector module, because they do sell. I'm telling you, they sell really good projector modules. They're 1080p, just the module. You do a custom case for it, attach that, then you're set to go. You just find a wall somewhere, go outside, put on the side of the me, I play on the side of the house. I've done that.
Yeah, that's fine, but I will not support your projector-cade. I will not support it.
Oh, come on. I built one of those into one of my very old Coleco Pac-Man. I've seen that video ages ago. I think projectors, especially these short throw projectors.
Yeah.
I mean, not that Arcade One kind of took my idea and shitified it with a crappy projector.
Well, they always shitify it. We're going to talk about something else they shitified in a minute.
They shitified all my stuff. But with a good projector on there, and the prices have gotten down on the module. Like I said, you won't be a full projector, be a module, but you can do HDMI in and out on it. That'd be the ultimate X Arcade. You have your Viper on there, you have your sticks on there, your pinball, a projector. Done. You're golden.
Yeah. I will say that does excite me. I
could tell your mic moved.
Oh, well, I don't know why that moved. All right, there we go. So one of the things that I found really concerning was when I first got my X Arcade, I was all psyched up to do my review and talk about how it works with the TV, obviously. That's simple. That's easy to do. What I was nervous about was the VR, because I was like, how hard is this going to be to actually get working with Pinball FX? And it was the easiest process in the world. They really simplified it, made it work well. And that gives me a lot of hope for setting up the X Arcade with it. Now, the one thing I didn't know about it, which I do want to talk to you about, is this wireless HDMI. This concept is new to me.
Really?
Why go in this direction? Yeah, wireless HDMI.
I actually have one here. I've had, it's an older version. I've had this for about 12 years. Yeah. This supports 2 wireless HDMI. And actually I have, I do my streams. I got my arcade over there, and I wirelessly transmit the HDMI. And when I even play the Viper here, when I do the show, I have my Viper with an HDMI wirelessly going over here because I have cables. I got cameras and cables all over the damn place, and they work really well. Even the inexpensive ones work fairly well if they have their own dedicated receiver, because a lot of times they'll be RF, which is good and bad. You could get interference, but they generally transmit with less latency. That way, and they've gotten pretty cheap. You can go on and get these things sometimes for $50. So it's not a huge markup on a product to have these wireless dongles for HDMI.
It is a little frightening. I'm not going to lie to you about that, because when you're dealing with retro gaming, more so than like people always talk about PS2 emulation and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't really give a shit. Like if the PS2 game doesn't run exactly flawlessly compared to the emulation doesn't compared to the PS2, you're not really going to notice it. Like maybe with a fighting game or something like that. But when you deal with like old arcade games and old NES games, Atari games and stuff like that, the timing was so important. So that's why I'm wondering why you would take that risk of going with something that could cause latency.
Anytime I go wireless, there is going to be a little latency. There's going to be. But see, I was never a speed run person. And I was never, so to me, the way I play my games, it doesn't interfere. I understand some people may have a problem with that, but then you get a wired one. I mean, it's not a big deal.
So there will be a wired option, right?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Oh,
good. Yeah. All right. You were scaring me. You were scaring me.
By right now, by default, the X Arcade Viper will be wired HDMI. I'm hoping that we can offer a wireless for people who want to go down that path. But it'll be wired initially.
Thank you very much, Rattlehead 1980. So anyways, this is huge news for me, and just, me being selfish again, Glenn, this is something I've wanted for a very long time because I'm too lazy and I don't really have the time to set up like a build. And I've asked you 100 times. I've talked to other people about it because I just thought it was going to be easy. Like I had all these Kinhang hard drives and stuff sent me. I was like, I already got all the shit. Just got to hook it up. Everything's going to work perfectly. Then it didn't work. I was like,
the controls is the thing. That's the big thing. Is you got the cool toy ROMs, you got all them on your drive, but the controls have to be set up, and that does take time. So, fortunately now, a lot of the industry is standardized on the Xbox control scheme.
Input, yeah.
Right. So as long as people configure the game to those controls, you should be fine.
You should be.
It can be daunting. Yeah.
You should be. But somebody who took like 2 hours to build a Build-a-Cade might not be able to figure it out.
And actually, Cole actually bought a Build-a-Cade. I can't believe he did. He bought a Build-a-Cade for Father's Day because he wants to do it with me. So we're going to do it live, and we're going to time it. And we're going to see if we can beat your time with him. And he's way less technical than you are, Mike. So we'll see how long that goes.
He'll somehow still beat my time. I actually got my birthday coming up on Saturday. I'm pretty excited. I bought the Lego Game Boy. That Lego Game Boy coming up. So I really wish I had more time, but I'm gonna take some time aside on Saturday. I'm just gonna say I'm not doing anything else. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna build that Game Boy with my daughter. So I'm looking forward to that.
So you're gonna make her watch you build it, is what you're telling me.
Oh no. She's gonna do most of the building. And Lego's amazing now. We tried to build this other Nintendo set a while ago, and I mean everything was online. We had the iPad there, gave us step-by-step instructions how to do it. Like, what a great process. Like, talk about a company that really knows how to automate everything.
And charge you an arm and a leg for plastic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it's expensive.
So stupid expensive. P-Dubs put together like a $500 set on video one day. I don't know if you saw that, the Dungeons and Dragons one.
I did. They're really nice. I built a nice a lunar lander. I built a lot of things with Legos. Love it. But it's just, dang, it's just plastic. And it cost me, what, $299 for this thing?
It's crazy. It's stupid. All right, Glenn. So last topic I wanted to talk to you about was this one. This one is really super interesting. It's something that I got to make sure it comes up here now. Something that we knew about. And then when it was announced, everybody seemed to have like this, it was one of those Berenstain beers or whatever, Berenstain beers. They were like, no, I don't remember anything about this. And I was like, what are you talking about? People are making videos. This is a new announcement. And I was like, no, they said this right from the beginning. They were doing this. Yes. Well, at least not exactly right from the beginning, but shortly after. So what we're getting here is a plug and play TV arcade from New Wave Toys. This is essentially your control panel that you built for the New Wave Toys partnership that you're doing for Golden Tee and the Replicade, right?
Correct. Sorry, Mike, give me 1 second here. What's going on over here?
You gotta turn the porn off when you're streaming.
It just keeps coming. All these women keep hitting me up on this thing over here. So when Shiloh had talked about doing this was always part of, at least the plan with me, was to also build a dedicated unit. Now I have an old Jack specific version of this, which the trackball is not very good and the emulation is not very good. So this is going to be a top-notch version of it. So with this, you can plug it into a regular TV set or video projector, project it on the side of a house, like I said.
Oh my, you and that video projector.
I love video projecting. So you can do it over HDMI cable, but this does have a wireless HDMI, which I think is a great idea. In the front there on the right, there's a little drawer. Open up that drawer. It's got the wireless adapter you plug into your TV set, and there's a little dongle that goes into the USB port of the control deck here, and play Golden Tee. Now, latency on like a Golden Tee is really not a big deal. I mean, you're sitting there, you're spinning it. It's not like you have action jumping or anything like that. So there should be no issue at all with this. But this machine is going to be, once again, built solid. It's got our GRS trackball on there. I'm thankful for Shiloh putting our name on the front there as one of the options, GRS trackball on there. No one's actually tried the trackball yet. I mean, so far, this would be the first product coming out that's going to have it in there, followed by the Golden Tee, which is in production. The New Wave Toys of Golden Tee is in production. Yeah. But I think this will make it out the door first. You guys will feel firsthand my balls in your hands, which is going to be hopefully an amazing experience for you and myself.
Well, I've done it before. I would recommend it to others. You definitely want to get Glen's balls in your hand.
But the good thing about this thing is, again, it doesn't feel cheap. I have the Jack specific version, which is very flimsy. The trackball, it's very light. This thing feels like a New Wave Toys product. It's solid, good build quality. The emulation is done very well. And this stuff you can go into your local BJ's and do it, which again, New Wave Toys has done before. Replicades were sold in Best Buys and a few other stores in the past. So this could be a gateway to getting, again, New Wave Toys and myself more exposure. That's legal, and I don't have to go to jail for it. And build up the product line from there. So I'm excited for this. And I know a lot of people are saying, Golden Tee fatigue, and I do get that. But this could be sold in a large box store where they're not necessarily retro gamers. They're going to walk in, the wives will walk in, the husband's going to walk in and say, "Oh, Golden takes to play it in the bar," or "I like playing golf and it's wintertime and I want to do," and then we'll pick this thing up and kind of get hooked. It's kind of like the gateway drug into getting this. And this, hopefully, if it does do well, I can't go into the numbers. I'm going to leave it up to New Wave Toys and Charlotte to how many, if he wants to release the numbers. I will say that I was happy with the numbers, very happy with the numbers. And see how well it goes. If it does do well, this could be the first in a new product line for New Wave Toys. And again, New Wave Toys has to, like any company, they have to expand on their product line. I know a lot of people, Mike, we talked about it before the show, is there has been about a 2-year delay on product line. There's been a lot of things happening. We had, hate to keep using the excuse, but the tariffs went into play. Then wildfires, and Shiloh got in a very serious car accident. He's still not well right now, and his team is picking up the slack. But I will say that the Golden Tee that kind of started this whole endeavor is in production. So I'm not sure if they've started shipping them out to the States yet. That I don't know. But I will say that they're on their way. And that'll be the first experience, some people trying out my trackball with the deck. I know P-Dubs wanted to play at my ball, and he bought the deck with the Golden Tee. So he may experience that right between his palm.
Yeah, so, I mean, for me, I think this makes a lot of sense. This was one of the things I always said I didn't understand. Instead of maybe doing the countercades, why Arcade 1-Up never looked at doing this? They had all these licenses, and you can talk about the crappy quality or yada yada yada, whatever you want.
A lot.
Yeah, but a lot. I will say this: there's something so simple when it comes to nostalgia about being able to replicate an accurate control panel that you have in front of you, even if nothing else is there. Just having the accurate control panel. That is so important. So I loved the concept of your deck going with it. I think what got hit with the Golden Tee thing is we don't have a lot of choice in the home arcade community when you're buying these replications. At the time, the only real company doing it on a large scale was Arcade 1-Up. So we had all these rumors in the background of New Wave Toys possibly doing a bigger cab. And I think there was a lot of disappointment because, they were coming out with something. We were all hoping it was a bigger cab. It wasn't. And then we were like, oh, okay, they're doing a deck. And then when it was Golden Tee and it was something we had seen before, I think a lot of people were disappointed. But you got to also separate the brands. This is something that New Wave Toys have never done before. There's probably a huge market out there for people that have nostalgia for Golden Tee for exactly the same reason you said. This is a game they played in the bars, played in college growing up. There's probably hundreds of thousands of people that might want like a reasonably priced Replicade on their desk where they can just mess around, during break time and play Golden Tee. Or, of course, this new product, this new option, whether it be the deck with the Replicade, which then becomes a giant plug and play, or you cut out the middleman, get rid of the Replicade if you're not a big Golden Tee Replicade fan. Like for me, with my Replicades, like I'm all about 80s and like early 90s. That's what I want to see. Golden Tee, I don't really give a shit if I have a little Replicade about Golden Tee, but this interests me. The fact that I could have a control panel and sit down and a good control panel, because I will tell you, I hated my Arcade 1-Up XL Golden Tee because the control panel on it sucks so much.
People were hitting me up all the time about trackball for that. And obviously all the bad blood I'd gotten with them, I had no desire to fix their problems anymore. But I want to jump back real quick that the collaboration with New Wave Toys me goes back quite a ways. So originally, I don't think it's a problem talking about it at this point because I don't think it's going to happen with Disney, was we were going to do the anniversary of Tron. We were going to make a Replicade Tron, and the first would have been a control deck with my Tron stick, but actually an enhanced one, Michael B, a bigger stick.
So, a bigger stick, yes. So you're telling me the only reason we don't have the bigger stick yet is because this fell through. That's what you're telling me?
Not necessarily. We've designed. I've talked about it before. We have designed a bigger stick, and it has other features as well. It's just in the pipeline. It's just one of the things that I guess what out there right now is good enough. It's better than what Arcade want to put out anyway. So that may come down the pipeline, but I want to get the Paperboy control out first. I want to get Battlezone control out first. There's other controls I want to get out. 720 these controls I want to kind of get out first, and then we can revisit and enhance other ones. But I just wanted to let you know that originally it would have been a Tron machine and Tron deck, but since I fell through, the next big IP is Golden Tee, and regardless of how people feel like there's too many Golden Tees out there already, in our space, yes. In the golfing world, no. So this is something right up the alley of people who golf and like Golden Tee, go to the bars, just want to sit down and just have a beer and play a game. They don't want to replicate.
Yeah, but see, this is where you get in trouble, Glenn, because all of a sudden you release like a replicate Golden Tee that people have their desk at work. They're sitting down, they're supposed to be, filling out the forms, getting their reports in, and they're like, I'm just gonna have a game of Golden Tee. What's one beer during lunch while I'm having a game of Golden Tee? Next thing, they're supposed to be at a meeting, someone comes in, they're passed out on the desk.
Those are the days. In the 70s, they had bars right in the office. You want a bourbon? Let's go to bourbon, have a meeting. What happened to those days, Mike?
Oh my God. Everything's so different now. Like I've been with the organization I'm with for about 16 years now. So it's funny, when I started, I was one of the youngest executive directors for our organization in history. And now I'm the elder statesman. I'm the oldest person with the most experience on the board. I'm the old dude somehow now. And it's so weird to me. So like I talk about like back in the day when I first came in and our board was huge and they had like a hospitality suite. And I'm like, think about how goddamn inappropriate that is, right? Like this national board, like having a room where they would all get together and drink. I'm like, you would never see that today.
No. And it kind of sucks. I feel like I missed out on a really good time in the office.
In some ways, yes. Some ways it sucks, but in other ways, that's a good progression.
Well, we can agree to disagree. Like I meant to mention before, we're kind of like yin and yang. I know with you are very true to, you want that arcade shape. You want that direct arcade shape. I cared more about like the controls. I want the controls to be the correct way in the machine. So almost like you're the peanut butter and I'm the chocolate, and we just got to put them together and make the perfect machine. That's what we need.
You're going the wrong direction. I don't know if you remember, I think it was like the Miller Lite commercials in the 80s. Less filling, great taste.
Tastes great.
It tastes great. Less filling.
You can call me Joe. You can call me Sal. You can call me Al. Those were the days. Where'd they go?
Yeah, well, I think there's a good mix here with this, because you're getting that great arcade nostalgia. You're getting the control panel, but then, like you just said, you're also getting those awesome controls in it too. So it's not like buying a $500 to $700 arcade one-up that you have this giant replication in your home that looks like it, but then you play it. And, I will tell you, some of the controls I don't really care about. I don't care about the sticks and buttons on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But a game like Golden Tee, where you're playing with a trackball and it's so integral, that trackball doesn't work. That's bad. That's a really bad experience.
The worst frustration to me is, man, I've even cars. Like you buy things that look great, but there's shit underneath. You buy things like that. To me, I do like the machines to look good. I do. But you're ultimately playing the game itself. And if you have a bad interface to that game, nothing's more frustrating than playing Mario with the buttons backwards. Like all these Chinese knockoff games where the Mario buttons are backwards. I've actually gone inside there. I've cut traces. I put wires to fix the wires, because we're wired to play that game in that fashion. Asteroids, with two buttons here, you can't play it with a joystick. It's just not way. And Tempest or Breakout, you can't play them with joysticks. So at least I take my hat off to my arcade with Atari, with their new game deck, having a trackball and spinner on there. At least I say, you know what? You did the right thing there.
Yeah, that is a really cool product. Have you got to check it out yet?
I'm waiting for it. I will not pay that price. So I'm a cheap motherfucker. Once that goes down a little bit, I will definitely pick one up. But if I want to now, I'll just watch Gen X growing up. I was watching him play, and I'm like, that's me. Put my hands over there.
You got Glen Baisley right next to you. He got one. You go over and play with his balls.
He did, but I want to go over his house. I don't like
that guy. Anyways, Glen, so this is out now. People, how is this out now? I know this ad.
I believe it's. I'm not sure if it's out, but it's definitely orderable. I'm not sure if it's got released on BJ's. Sometimes BJ's takes a while.
Well, and actually, usually BJ's are the first one. After you get in your 20s, like you don't
One
go
of
through
Mike
that.
said.
You don't go through that
How'd
heavy.
it go over? How'd it go over your head? How did that one
What?
go over your head?
No, like when you,
BJ's sometimes take a while.
No, they don't. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. After you hit your 20s, it's expected. Like there's no more heavy petting or waiting. It's just date one. It's like get down, go. I got to tell you a funny story. This is super inappropriate for this. So, anyways, a friend of mine.
It's only me. No one else is here.
No one else is here. So, a friend of mine was on a date, and anyways, him and his girlfriend started fooling around, and oh, this is super inappropriate. If you have kids, please, everybody leave. Yeah, earplugs, kids, earplugs. Yeah, thanks, JJ. So, anyways, really inappropriate story now, guys. Be prepared. So,
what I'm trying to do, just so you know, I'm trying to do it now so P-Dubs doesn't have the Michael B that's just a pervert tomorrow. I'm trying to get the pervert out tonight.
Glenn, I'll tell you after the show. It's too bad. I can't say this.
Okay, fair enough.
So yeah, it says it's sold out at Willoughby, Ohio, but I've got to get some friends out there to see if it's out there. If it's so far, it's just listed as pickup, delivery, free shipping, sold out. But I want to see someone get there and get one of these in their hands and review it. I can't wait to check it out. And I got to find out, like, Shop New Wave Toys. I got to find out. It's hard to get information. I'll reach out to Eduardo tomorrow to find out if there's a Canadian version of this or a Canadian seller as well, because we don't have BJ's here. So obviously, I would love to sold out. That is, Torque says. I would love to get my hands on this. This is something I'd pay for, and I'd be totally fine with this as my Golden Tee experience.
It's gonna be awesome. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah. Have you? Well, obviously you built it. Did you play it yet?
I actually have not played the final version. I did not. Shiloh and his team over there and his group all did the testing on it.
Yeah, can't wait to get my hands on it.
I supplied the balls. I supplied the balls, put it in their hands, and let them do what they must.
Just the balls. So yeah, I can't tell what the status is. Maybe if I change direction, but if anybody knows if this is available, let me know, guys, and shoot me a message or something. Tell me where it is, and if you're in Canada and anybody sees this for sale anywhere, there you go. See, MG, I'm so glad I stopped telling that dirty story. That was so bad. Oh God. Anyways, Glenn, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to come on tonight. Anything else you want to tell people before we clue it up for the night?
Honestly, no. First of all, thanks for having me on the show. And I appreciate, I've been talking to Michael B and a lot of my friends for a while now because I just felt so burnt out over so many things, but I didn't want to let anyone down. It's one of those things where I was completely burnt out, stressed, but I don't want to let anyone down. And, calls like that, we need to take a vacation, and we did. We had a great time in Florida. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. Cole will be on, Blue will be on, pictures, hookers, the whole 9 yards. Massage parlors all over the place tomorrow night. Make sure you tune in.
Oh man, I really wish I told that story. Now it's so good. So yeah, I have to give my disclosures. Obviously, I did click the link for this to be a sponsored show where Glenn is my friend and I love chatting with him, but at the same time, he is a company and he is a developer. So keep that in mind. He's my buddy, but he also represents a product. So that's why I clicked the sponsor link on the show. P-Dubs Arcade Loft says, welcome back, Glenn. I think we're all happy to have you back. Don't worry about
P-Dubs, thanks for the shout out on your show last week. I heard that. He's the only one who goes, I think Glenn made a throttle, and I did for Lunar Lander. I'm ready for Numbskull because I love Lunar Lander, but this was one that we had made, and it may come to fruition for us too. But that was a good episode you guys did with them. Excellent.
You must have been so excited about all the products they released, and like I know you got your quarter scale
stuff.
Quarter scale Pong back there. But when I
quarter scale Spawn, got my Don Kong there already.
Yeah.
Now if Numbskull can work out a deal with Nintendo, because in the interview he had said that someone at Nintendo actually had a Numbskull machine, and that's the best way actually to get in the door. So if they can get that license, that'd be great because Nintendo really doesn't talk to people much outside the organization.
No.
But one thing I didn't believe what he said was they don't really care too much about the money. It's about the product. Nintendo was about every nickel and dime
Yeah.
They can get the rebel pause on. I don't
know what he was talking about there.
Yeah.
I think that was wishful thinking, because like they were pretty open in the show saying like we don't have the same money as the rest of the home arcade space.
Right.
So they're saying Nintendo doesn't care about the money. It wasn't about making money so much as maybe the licensing money part wasn't as important as the quality and stuff like that. I actually think the best way for them to get in the door is for them to actually walk in the door and then slip and say, "Oh, my back, I won't sue if you let us make these products."
That's a great way of doing it. I haven't tried that before myself. But another thing they could do, if they do have a meeting with them, they should make a prototype. You make a prototype to show them.
Yeah.
But they can go two ways. Sometimes you do that, like, you made this without our knowledge, and then so it can go either way. But if they want to take one, I'll give them my Build-a-Cade. They can say it's a miniature version of the numbskull. Take that to Nintendo.
Glenn, you're a terrible salesperson. Before we end here, don't forget to take advantage of the site-wide sale.
Spooky
20% off code Spooky20 at Thunderstick Studios. You are here literally to sell your wares, and you don't even mention the 20% off code. What's wrong with you?
Because I don't know. I mean, I'm a sell whore at some points, but when it comes to money, I'm not so good. But I will say it's 20% off everything. But if you go on the site, you can get 40% off the Akari Warriors Super Joystick. So that's a fully licensed SNK stick. You can get 40% off on that one.
All right. Before we go, Sathius with this question, we were trying to figure this out too, Sathius. When is the release date for the Golden Tee plug and play? We don't know. We think it might be available now.
Shiloh can answer that. This got out and sent to them. He was in the hospital, so I haven't had a conversation with him. So I don't know.
Soon, hopefully.
It should be.
Yeah, I think next couple of weeks before Christmas it should come out. I just got to figure out.
My guess maybe sometime in November. That'd be my guess. That's prime time, right? They don't want to miss that prime time window.
P-Dub says the reason you didn't share the code is you want us to pay full price. Jason says,
maybe. No,
maybe.
Not me.
All right, Glenn. Well, thank you so much, sir. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in and watching. This has been great catching up with you. It's great to see you rested again and back doing all the stuff you love. I just want to say, don't burn yourself out. Don't worry about it. Take some me time. Make sure you're well and rested, and people will always be here for you on YouTube when you're ready to do shit. And we're also patient on your products. So
I do want to
do some self-care, and
I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone out there. I mean, I've gotten tons of emails and text messages from so many people. Glenn, take a break. I really appreciate them, everyone. You guys have always had my back. I appreciate that. And that's why I want to do the best I can for you guys. That's why I get stressed, because I want you guys to have the best at the lowest price. I'm nuts. But a big shout out to Michael B, P-Dubs. I'm going to say it, Rexer. So many people out there. Oh, JLS Gaming. He's the person who helped me go to Florida. He kind of hooked me up down there. And there's so many people really have stood by me, and I really appreciate that.
Awesome. All right, Glenn, that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you, everybody, so much for tuning in. Don't forget Spooky20, and tune in tomorrow night for Kicking It Old School with Glenn and Cole. They're going to tell you all about their vacation and why they're not allowed back in Taiwan anymore.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Good night, everybody. See you guys. So anyways, what's happening is they're fooling around, right? And they start doing some heavy petting, and she's like kissing him, and she says to him, she's like, "Oh, is that nice?" And he's like, "In order to make this the best hand job in the world." And she's like, "What?" He said, "If you put your mouth on it."